We can easily get started using the models available to us through the Transformers package by using the Transformers pipeline. This pipeline makes it easy for us to connect to a language model, give an input, and receive our output, all in just a few lines of code. So the first thing we want to do is import the packages. So from Transformers, import pipeline. The first example we're going to look at is a pipeline for sentiment analysis. To do this, we create our sentiment classifier. Then we can use the pipeline function. Within the pipeline function, we provide the type of pipeline we want to run. In this case, it's sentiment analysis. We can then run our sentiment classifier over a new piece of text. So let's take the phrase, "I'm so excited to be learning about large language models." We can see that just this one line of code has given us the output for the sentiment of this piece of text. It's given us the label as positive and the associated confidence score. You might also notice that when we ran the pipeline function, we were given a message that said that no model was supplied, so this pipeline has defaulted to the default model used for this pipeline. For each pipeline, there is a default model associated, but we can also specify which specific model we want to use. Let's test this out and create a new pipeline for named entity recognition. We again use the pipeline function, specify the pipeline as NER for named entity recognition, and we can select the specific model we want to use. Let's now run this pipeline over a new piece of text. We'll take the phrase, "Her name is Anna, and she works in New York City for Morgan Stanley." And we can see our output here. Our named entity recognition pipeline has correctly identified the named entities within this piece of text. The pipeline is able to abstract away a lot of the tasks for us, such as pre-processing our text input and providing an interpretable output. The Hugging Face Models Hub has information on all the different models we can use. You can search for specific models, or you can filter by specific tasks. Let's try some zero-shot classification. Remember what we mean by zero-shot learning from earlier in the course? It's where the model is able to perform a task without any additional training. The general knowledge it has learned is enough for it to complete the task. Let's see if a language model can classify some text without being explicitly trained on the classifications. We create our zero-shot classifier, we create our pipeline, and we want to use the pipeline zero-shot classification, and then we want to use the Facebook model we found on the Models Hub. If it's your first time using this specific model, the pipeline will download this model for you, but because I've used it already, we don't need to do that step. For zero-shot classification, we need our sequence that we want to classify, and we need our candidate labels. These are the labels that we're going to classify our sentence into. So we'll take the phrase, "One day I will see the world," and ask our language model to classify this as either travel, cooking, or dancing. We can then run our zero-shot classifier over our sequence to classify and the candidate labels. You can see we've been given 3 objects in our output: the sequence, the labels, and the scores for each label. Our model has identified that the phrase "one day I will see the world" is most likely going to be about travel. So we've done no explicit extra training for this model. It's just able to use what it knows about the world to do some classifications for us. You can see just how easy it is to start working with language models using the Transformer pipeline. There are lots of different pipelines we can use for different types of tasks, so do spend some time looking over the documentation for more information on the pipelines available.